All right, guys, just a little bit of an update here. It is November 17th, 2020. We set a computer up here for Doodle so she can play Putt Putt Saves the Zoo, as well as a couple other kids games. Eventually, we're going to try to get her something more permanent than 2 saw benches and a tabletop. Another project that we got going on, you'll see more of this. This is just a regular Power Wheels. I've already put a servo and a micro switch in there, and eventually this is going to be remote controlled so Tucker can sit in there and we can drive him around. Another part to that is going to be this windshield wiper motor. We picked an old one up just to experiment with it to find out how it's wired, and you know, one is low speed, one is high speed. You reverse polarity at forward reverse. That's going to be hooked to a servo, have an arm on it, and that is ultimately going to be hooked up in the Power Wheels as a steering servo that is attached to a remote controlled servo. Another thing we're working on, we got a couple of old pipe wrenches. That is compliments of Mr. McBride, good friend of mine. I'll throw a little clip of Mr. McBride in here as well, because he came over and was able to drive the Bobcat around for a little bit. That was pretty cool to have a senator over here driving my Bobcat. Man, I know I'm important now. I got Senator McBride here getting ready to take a ride on my skid steer. All right, go on, get in there.
All right.
You all right? You need help?
Yeah,
don't get grease on your fingers. Don't get grease. I got grease here. You good?
Little jerk.
It takes some getting used to.
Jerk fittings, right?
Yeah. But see, that's why I didn't have it running when you got in. Cause
wait. Tell me about this. Why do you have this? Like,
all right, it belonged to Mr. Right? It sat in a barn. This cylinder was bent, so it was no.
Did they give it to you?
Well, hold on. It's a long story. Mr. passed away. Joe, he lives over in your development or next door. He was getting ready to load it up and take it to Fitzgerald's. Did I ever show you a picture of this thing before I started on it?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a rust bucket. The motor was full of rat's nests. The wiring looked like it should have been just cut off and thrown away. So I said, no, don't throw that away. I said, I'll buy that, whatever price you want. He said, scrap price. I got to tell you this though. It's not like your zero-turn mower. When you bring it back to the center, it doesn't necessarily stop. You kind of have to feed it a little bit of pressure one way or the other to get it to stop.
We're going to go real slow on that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. So let's keep our knees off of here.
Which is the...
This one tilts it.
Up?
Tilt it up. Oh, with your heel. There you go. Okay. Now, that one doesn't do anything. That's for auxiliary, but I had to take the auxiliary off because my valve was bad. That's all the way down, and that one will take it up. Don't put your hands out here though. So you can go ahead and put that down. Both of them, you have to do both of them, just like zero-turn mower. Go ahead and set this all the way down.
Put it down?
Your toe.
Put it down?
Yep, push down. There you go. All right, so you have to push both of them forward.
Oh, we did work.
You're the videographer.
When I leave here, I'm going to be a redneck.
I'm telling you. Hey, you'll forget everything that ever happened up there in Newcastle. And then if you want to turn, you just pull one of them back.
Is that the speed, that's it?
No, it goes faster, but you're not ready for that.
Yeah,
Well, you have to hold that forward.
We're going slow.
But if you
turn it this way.
You got it. There you go. Something else that we got going on, my wife wants to make up some Christmas signs. So this will eventually say Merry Christmas, joy to the world, or I don't know what she's going to put on them. She just told me to pick up some fence pickets and put them together, and pick up some Luan and some one by, because we got some square signs to make up for Christmas signs as well. The 64 is now under a cover. We moved everything around, and the reason we moved everything around was because of this. The 53 Farmall Cub is back in the garage, and I want to kind of document some video just showing how bad this thing was, or how rusty and how flaky the paint was and everything. So this is getting ready to go under the sandblaster, under the paint gun, under the parts counter. I don't know. A couple things with this that we have to do that we did not have to do with the 64. We're definitely going to have to rebuild the hydraulics, as well as the hydraulic pump on the other side. The charging system is not working right now. It didn't keep the battery charged up. I'd have to bring it in here, throw it on a battery charger. So I don't know if it was, you know, the voltage regulator or what that problem was. But yeah, it's got a lot of wear on it. It's a 1953. Been well used. As you can see, the bottom seal is gone. I'm just hoping that it didn't take the steering shaft out with the seal, you know, wear it down so that I can still reuse that. So the next step is going to be to take off all of the cultivator brackets. After I get the cultivator stuff off of it, then we're going to take this front bolster off. I've already taken the hose clamps off of this water jacket. That way we can break this loose from the motor at the bolster there. Another thing we're going to do with this one that we didn't do with the 64 is we're actually going to pull apart the extenders and get them all sandblasted and painted up all the way inside, because they do extend inside. Everything is fairly straight on this tractor. The radiator has a couple of little dings in it, but nothing bad. I don't think I have any leaks on the radiator. The only leak that I did have was a gas leak, and that's why the hood is not in here. The hood is in great shape. There's no dings, dents, scratches, bumps, bends, or anything like that. The little console here, that's bent up pretty good. This is bent, that's bent. So we're gonna have to fine tune that. But for the most part, the fenders are in great shape. On the 64, they had a couple of dings and warped and everything else. I don't know what they did to it, but they were in pretty bad shape. We had to bend them around. On this, the only thing that I have a problem with is this grill. Not sure how it shows up on camera, but the grill kind of goes up and then goes over and then goes up again. So the whole grill is kind of racked. That's going to be the hardest thing to get straightened out, but we'll get her. Let's see what else. As you can see, the exhaust pipe, let me see if I can get around the other side so you get a better backdrop on that exhaust. That exhaust is bent back, so we'll probably have to pull this out, get a piece of steel nipple and screw back in there. That's going to be a challenge there. But the reason we need to do that is because it's bent back. When I go to try to put the hood on, it doesn't really want to go over the radiator lip here, because the whole hood is being held back with that right there. Once we get a good paint job on that hood, one thing I don't want to do is have to slam this down to get it over that lip. And that's basically what I have to do now, because this is bent back, it pulls the whole hood back. So we're going to take care of this when we're tearing everything apart. But yeah, everything will get sandblasted, degreased. This will get tore off. The bull gears are leaking. I definitely have to do something with the bull gears. The brakes, that one barely works. This one locks up. As soon as you touch the brake pedal, that one locks right up. Other than that, we're going to tear the hydraulic pump off of this one and put some new, not sure what they call them, little bars or beads or whatever they are in there that spin around, pump the fluid. We're definitely going to have to change that. New tires for the front, because the tires are starting to come apart. Let me see if I can show you that. Yeah, they're coming apart pretty good all the way around on this one, and this one over here is doing the same thing. When you go around a corner, it gets a little shaky, you know, it looks like it's going to blow the bead off or something. But yeah, 53 Farmall Cub, get started on it tonight. We're missing the cover and the front plate for the battery box. On the 64 Farmall, the box was rotted out, which this one is too. And I was able to get some steel and manufacture that box. But the lid is actually a formed lid. It's like press fit or press molded. And I don't think I can duplicate that. So I may have to get a battery box for this tractor. The wiring is obviously not the greatest. The charging system has not worked on this since we've had it. You know, just charge the battery up, run it for a while, it'll stall, drag it in here, charge the battery up, run it for a bit until the battery goes dead. So yeah, 53 Farmall Cub, here we go.